This
Yeah, yeah.
conference will
Sorry,
now
sorry.
be recorded.
Just I
Thank
remembered.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank you.
sorry. Yeah. Okay, fine. So, transparent table, this J demo test, and here you can see that the J demo test, it is at the application server layer. Okay, the table which we have created. The same table gets created at the database layer with the same name, with the same field. Okay, so same name with the same field, very very important. Just same name and with the same number of fields, and name of the field will be also will be there, same fields and same number of fields, same number of fields, it will be there. Okay, so maybe I can decrease its size a little bit so it will get accommodated, fine. So this is the important. So exactly the same when you come to the pool table, what happens that at application server layer, I'm just going to draw an application server over here. So at application server layer, you are having the many pool table. Okay, pool table, you can have, you can have many pool table like let me do one thing. uh, just a second, I'm trying to not fill it, and I will take it some pool table from here. So you have the pool table, maybe I can decrease its size a little bit. So okay, so I have the pool table 1 over here, right? Pool table 1, and we can have the pool table 2. So at application server layer, you can have many pool table 1, pool table 2. Similarly, you can have the pool table 3, pool table 4. So you have many such kind of table over here, and all the table, these all are clubbed together in a single table. Okay, here you will be able to see the different table at the application server layer. Okay, but at the database layer, you will be having a single table. That table name is called, the table pool. That table is called the table pool. Okay, all this table together gets stored in this table pool. Okay, in this table pool, all this pool table 1, pool table 2, pool table 3, all this table is going to get stored inside this table pool. So this is actually what happens when it comes for the when it comes for the pool table. And similarly, when you talk about the cluster table, the pool table and cluster table architecture is same. Okay, it's going to be same. The pool table and cluster table architecture is going to be same. So what happens at the cluster table layer also, you are having the same. So just I'm going to copy these particular things and I will paste it over here maybe, and I will write it over. So wherever we are having the pool, I'm just going to replace with the cluster. So at the here in the cluster table also, at application server layer, we are having the different cluster table 1, cluster table 2, cluster table 3, like that. It can many cluster table. Okay, and corresponding to this, we are having table cluster over here, so just let me table cluster. Okay, so hope it's clear for all of you. So we understood like table is of 3 types. Transparent table, so transparent table is having here exactly the one table, at the database layer. So this is actually also known as the one-to-one relationship. So maybe I can write it over here somewhere. It's a one-to-one relationship. Okay, so this is one-to-one relationship. Okay, so from the database table to application, from application server to database server, there is one-to-one relationship. In case of pool table and cluster table, you can see over here it's a many to one relationship. That means at application server layer you are having many table, at the database layer you are having, you know, you are having exactly one table. Okay, cluster table, here also you are having the many to one relationship, here also you are having the many to one relationship. So this is one important difference between all these. Okay, we will also understand why the concept come this pool table, cluster table, you know, why not all the table is transparent table, this also we'll see. But before that, you know, let's understand that like the transparent table, when we talk about the transparent table, you know, what exactly it means. Okay, so if you see the terms here, the transparent itself tells, you know, the perfect image, like whatever it is looking over here, the same is going to be looked over here. It's a transparent, as the name suggests. Pool, if you see, it's a pool. Pool means gucha in Hindi we tells, and the pool, that means the group of something. Similarly, the cluster means the group of something. But here we are having some differences that we are going to see now. Okay, so fine, let's go and create one more slides and we will discuss the differences over there. So maybe I can give the pool table over here. Let's give the transparent first, then I will give the pool table, and then we will be having the cluster table. Then we are having the cluster table. Fine, so we are having the three section and we are just going to compare all is this like between the difference between all these transparent table, pool table and cluster table. Okay, I will also emphasize a little bit like why this, you know, this pool table and cluster table came into the picture. What actually happens, you know, when we are going to use a transparent table. So transparent table is having, you know, like it's as we discussed, like it is having one-to-one relationship, right? So the records in the table are, you know, not complicated, they are not logically dependent on each other, you know. But here in pool table, if you see here, all the pool table records, it it can be a small table. This pool table can be of a small table, and by the application server layer, it requires to have all pool table together faced at the same time when they are going to do when they are going to write some logic at the application server layer. They may require to get all the data from the pool table, whatever the data it's there. So these are the many small tables. It can be, you know, 10 tables, 20 tables. All the 10 tables and 20 tables is going to be stored at the in the table pool. Okay, so like when you are having the many such a small tables which are uh, which are should be put together and which are supposed to be fetched together at application server layer, at that point of time we are going to use the pool table. When we come to the cluster table, in cluster table, these are very big table. Actually, these cluster tables are very big table. These cluster tables are very big table. These are logically related tables. That means their records are logically related. So what is the meaning of logically related? That means if there is some record in the cluster table 1 is there, there is having some relationship between this cluster table 2, some relationship between cluster table 3, some relationship between cluster table 4. So they all the records are logically related, and these are the big table. For example, if we're going to store some document, okay, so generally it is used to store the continuous, you know, document record. For example, if you have the Word document, if you want to store Microsoft Word document at your application server, or some data in the Word document, if you want to store in the application server, cluster table is recommended if you are having lot of documents there to store. Okay, if they are logically related. So many documents together, if they are logically related, then we are supposed to use the cluster table. So that the benefit of this, in cluster table you can compress, you can archive the things, you can compress the things, not archive, actually you can compress the things, and you can get, suppose here you are going to 10 GB of data you are going to use. If we are going to store separately, if we are going to make this cluster table separately, like at transparent table, if you are going to make all the cluster table in form of transparent table, suppose it's going to take 10 GB of data. But if we're going to make this cluster table in form of sorry, but if we're going to make this transparent table, the 10 different transparent table, if they are logically related, know, if you're going to make into form of cluster table, that that particular record which is earlier taking 10 GB of data, now it's going to take 1 GB of data. So actually there is a very good compression technique used at the cluster table layer, which is going to compress the data, and in turn it gives you the it uses the less memory. That's the benefit of the cluster table. So if you have to compress the data, you can use it over here. Now you can see one more things I would like to tell over here. Just as of now, you understand that here in this transparent table you can use the open SQL as well as the native SQL both, because the name over here at the application layer, whatever the name here, the JDemo test, the table name, the same table name gets created over here. So if you're going to put the select query on this JDemo test, and if we're going to put the select query with the help of native SQL over here, both is same, it's going to give you the same result. But here, because the pool table 1, pool table 2, it is only exist at the application server layer, it does not exist at the database layer. So if we're going to put the select query, you know on the native in form of native SQL directly on your database layer, it will not work, because this pool table 1, pool table 2, it is not there. Here all the table are together in the table pool. So native SQL does not work over here, native SQL also does not work over here in cluster table and pool table. So some differences I have tried to make you understand. Some differences we will understand. Let's first show you what is the indexing. Okay, what is the use of indexing. Okay, but before that I would like to maybe I would like to teach you about the check table and foreign key relationship. Then we will come again and we will see, like once you understand all those concepts, then it will be better for you to differentiate this transparent table, pool table and cluster table in terms of indexing as well. Okay, so first we will see the check table, though there is no relationship between this check table and indexing, but still let us first see about the check table, then we will go and see about the indexing, and then again we will come over there in the different types of table and we will see the differences and we will note down the differences. Okay, fine. So hope it's clear till now. If you have any question, please feel free to ask, or you can drop a message over here on the chat box. Okay, fine. So now you can see that I have already created some record over here, right? In ZMB28 student, this is my the student table over here. This is the main table, right? Now I want to create a check table. So what is the check table? So check table is nothing but you might have heard about the term referential integrity, right? Or foreign key relationships. So let's understand first about little bit the theoretical concept about the check table. Then we will go and create one check table over here. Okay, so I will create one table over here, maybe some 3 or 4 records or 3 records, suppose. Okay, and here I will insert one more table. Okay, so I have two table over here. Maybe I can use this table like this, and little bit I will shift it over here. Fine. So suppose I'm going to use this student table only. So student ID, and we are having some, maybe here let me make this one as the main table. This I'm going to create as a main table. Maybe I can create as a student ID, something like that. A student name, and so this is the student first name, I can write it, and the student last name. So here suppose you are having two students only in your system. You are having only two students. uh, Now what you want to do, you want to keep the student mobile number over here. For example, just I'm taking this as an example. you know this is one is your main student table. Okay, this is your main student table, and in this main student table you have just put the student ID, student first name, and student last name, right? Now you know that whatever student you are having, they are having more than one mobile number. Let's say this is your mobile number table. Okay, maybe I can write it over here. It's a Z student mobile. I'm just taking this as a dummy table just to make you understand. And here this is your Z student main table. Okay, so Z student main table we are having, and Z student mobile table I'm having over here. A student ID 1 can have, here I'm just going to give one counter, right? And then I'm just going to give you here the mobile number. So the student 1 is having the two mobile number, let us suppose. Okay, so 900 something something, it's having the a number. So I'm just going to keep the counter 1, and here again the student 1 is having the second mobile number, maybe some another number it is having, or some another telephone number, something like that. Okay, so the student number 1 is having two mobile number. Again the student number 2, suppose it is having only one mobile number, so just I'm going to give. So I have created one main table. That main table is this one, Z student main, where the student first came, and they just came over here and they just registered with their name. So what I noted down, the student ID, student first name, and the student last name I have noted down, because I were going to do the normalization. You know why we use the normalization, right? Just to improve the memory wastage, just improve, like, to not use the memory repeatedly. So in order to avoid the record duplicacy, we use the normalization generally, and to improve the system performance. So if you would have put over here itself, so what would happen, that a student first name, a student first name, a student last name, it would have come two times, right? Unnecessarily it would have come two times, and it would have taken the extra memory. That's why the normalization comes into the picture, and instead of putting the mobile number here in itself, what we have done, we have normalized the table, and we have put into the different, you know we have created one more table. And what we have done, we have created one student ID over here and here, because one student ID is having two different mobile numbers, just I am putting it over here. By this way we are able to save some memory, right? And from performance wise also, suppose if you have to fetch only the mobile number for the student, it's going to give you the better performance. Okay, but the thing is, there is some relationship between this. Suppose if you want to get the student mobile number with the student first name and last name, there must be some relationship, right? So how you are going to define the relationship? Other important thing is, like, if we are going to give the here, this is the second table. Suppose by mistake if we are going to give 3 over here, the 3 student ID does not present over here. The student number 3, student ID number 3 is not over here. So the system will not allow you to enter, system will not allow you to enter the student ID 3 over here, because in your main table student ID 3 is not there, so that's where the referential integrity comes into the picture. Okay, so when you are going to create this Z student, when you are going to create this Z student mobile number table, if you want to put this restriction, you must have to give, you must have to uh, you must have to define the referential integrity. You must have to define the foreign key relationship between this Z student mobile number, the student ID of Z student mobile number table, and the Z student ID of this main table. You have to define the relationship so that your record will be consistent, right? If 3 were going to put it over here and student ID 3 is not here, then your record will be inconsistent, right? So for that purpose, we are going to define the referential integrity. So now we are going to define the differential integrity between the student ID of the second table and the student ID of the first table, so that when you are going to put this 3, it will give you the error. Okay, so that that how to define that in SE11, that means in our data dictionary, that I will show you, but the term what we use, that I will just let you know over here. So this table is actually known as the check table. Okay, this table, the main table with whom we are going to perform the check, this is known as the check table. And this table, right, for which we are going to put the check, this is known as the foreign table. Okay, this is known as the foreign table. Let me, so this is known as the foreign table. Now let's see about the key, what this key is called. So this key is called, foreign key. This key here you are having, this key, this student ID key in foreign table is known as foreign key. So maybe I can note it down this also. This is known as the foreign key. Okay, and this key over here, right, with whom I'm going to with whom I'm going to, maintain the relationship, this key must be the primary key, right? So student ID here, just I'm going to put this student ID with this student ID, the relationship, this student ID must be a primary key. Okay, must be the primary key. So this is actually in the main table, this must be the primary key. So just I'm going to write it as a primary key. Okay, now, so these are some important term which it is there, just I have noted it down. This relationship is also known as, the foreign key relationship. Okay, this relationship is known as the foreign key relationship. Okay, this relationship is known as the foreign key relationship. This is also known as to maintain the referential integrity. This activity is also known as to maintain the referential integrity. So let us see how to do this one. So when you are going to put the record number 3, if this record number 1 2 is not there, it will give you the error. Okay, so I'm just going to put over here 2, because it will only allow you to put 2 over here, not 3. So let's go here and we will see. Here I have defined one table. Okay, so this table, if you see over here, that it is having the first name, last name, age, date of birth, and mobile number. Maybe I'm just going to, tell that, because we are having the different mobile number for one student. So what I will do, I will remove this mobile number from this table, and I will create one another Z student mobile number table, and there I will put the, you know table, and I will also establish the uh, a referential integrity with this main table. So this is our main table. Maybe I can write it over here. that main student table, main student table, just save it. Okay. Okay, so here, here you can see that I have not given any client over here, right? MANDT field I have not given. Okay, that concept also we will understand why I'm talking about the client, what is the meaning of client dependent and what is the meaning of client independent. Okay, what is the meaning of client dependent and what is the meaning of client dependent? Let's first create the, but I think it's a right time to discuss about the client dependent and client independent. Once we'll understand this, we will go ahead and we will see what is the referential integrity in terms of practical knowledge. Okay, so I will show you over here what is the client independent and client dependent. So let me go to the PPT once again, and I will try to explain it theoretically first over here, and then we will go there and we will see the client dependent versus client independent. Okay, so what happens that if you are having one single SAP, right? If you have, suppose you have a big SAP system installed in your organization. Okay, this is your SAP system. So in this SAP system, because it's a big system, it can be divided into multiple parts. Okay, it can be divided into multiple clients. That means it can be divided into multiple parts. So I'm just going to divide into multiple parts, maybe. So I'm going to divide into 4 parts. Okay, so system is one, your SAP system, the main system is only one, but just you are going to divide into different parts. For example, like if you go and check, I'm having my hard disk has been divided into three different, here you can see that my hard disk, this PC is having different like local disk and new volume in two different. My hard disk has been divided into two different partition. So similarly, to store the data, suppose if you are having only one system and your system name is, for example, I'm just giving the system name is something like SAP system, any system. For example, you can see here, this is the EPT system. The name of the system is EPT and client is 800, right? So in the same system, we can have multiple client. So maybe I can take the same system. The name of the system is EPT, and here we can have the EPT. Here we can have the EPT 800 client. Here I can have the EPT 810 client. The system is same, only the client is going to be different. And why this client is different? Because I want to differentiate the data. I want to uh, I want to use the same system for the different purpose. I want to use my same system for the different purpose. That's why the client I have partitioned my I have partitioned the same system into the different client so that I can use the same system for the different purpose. Okay, so whatever the data you are going to create in this client, in 800 client, that you will not be able to see into EPT 810 client, though the system is same, though the system is same, but the login credential for all these client will be different. System is same, but the login credential will be the different. So this is the client concept. Actually, I will just show you once again over here, and maybe I can show you here. You can see this is the client. Once you start logging into the system, at that time also you can see it will give you the option to choose the client. You can see that this is the client. It will give you the option to choose the client. The system is same. In the same system, different client can be possible. Okay, come over here, and this time we will create we will give the client over here so that my data will be client dependent. Means I want to see my data, I want to put my data only in 800 client. I don't want to show, means I don't want to get visible my data in 810 client. Okay, so if someone is having the access of 810 client, they will not be able to see the if they are not having the access of 800 client, and if they are having only the access of 810 client, they will not be able to see my data, right? I want to restrict my data to be visible for the person who is not having the access. Okay, so I'm just going to enter one you know field over here, and that field name I'm going to put it over here, mandt, and key initial, and the data element also I'm just going to use the mandt over here. Okay, and just save it and check it, and you can see the structure change at field level, convert table, ZMBT, all these things it is telling. Why? Because I have changed at the key level. I have changed at the key level. So let us see. There is a transaction called over here, uh, AC14. You can go to AC14, or directly you can come over here. You can go to database object, come over here, and you can go to the database utility. Once you click on this database utility, it will come this screen, and you can see that activate and adjust database. In order to remove that error, we can try with this, and let us see if it's going to help us or not. Okay, so this is the approach we generally follow. Okay, and you can see now it got successfully activated. That means it has adopted this field, mandt field has been adopted. So if you're also going to get such kind of error, you can go to AC14. You can directly go to AC14. Okay, and you can go into edit mode, and you can click over here, or else you can directly go to utility. You can go to database object, and you can click on this database utility. You will be able to do so. Now check, there is fine, there is no problem, not just warning, and it can be activated also. There is no issue. Let's go and see how our data is looking over here, and you can see all the data has now the client 800, right? And it's a key field. That means you will not be able to see in another client, right? Earlier, when I have not given this mandt, it would have been visible in all the client. Okay, 800, 810, 820, because it was not the client dependent. Now it became the client dependent. Okay, earlier it was client independent. Now we are going to create one more table over here. That's a mobile number table. Okay, so just go over here, go back, and I will give the prefix will be ZMB28 only, and I'm going to give a student MOB. Click on this create button, and here I will write the student mobile. Give the delivery class. I told you what is the purpose of this delivery class. This is mainly used for transport purpose. It defines the behavior of the transport. Now here mandt, now onwards all the table I'm going to define with the mandt field. It's a best practice to use the mandt, make the table field as a client dependent. Okay, so I'm just going to use the client dependent, and the data element will be mandt, and here I'm just going to use the student id, right? The student id field, and here the data element, what, so the main table, in the main table whatever the data element I have used, the same data element I'm going to use it over here. So come over here into the main table, maybe go back, remove this, it's not required. We'll go to the main table, remove this one also, it is not required. Okay, fine. Come over here, SC11, we'll go to our main table. This is the second table which I'm trying to create. This is the first table. Now I want to see what I have given the student id over here. Here you can see the student id I have given the data element int1. So this is the existing data element I have used over here. You can see it is the existing data element. Suppose if you want to create your own data element over here, if you want to give your own data type, right? If you want to use your own data element, and if you want to give as per your requirement the data type, how you can do that. So what you can do, you can remove this one and you can create your own data element. So whatever you are going to create, data element, domain or table, anything, it must be starting with either Z or Y. So Z student underscore id, I'm just going to create this data element instead of int1 I have used earlier. Okay, I want to create my own data element. So I have given this name, and if I press enter, it will tell, it will tell, okay, already someone has created this Z student ID. That's why automatically you can see it has taken, it is not giving any error. But maybe I'm just going to create my own data element. So ZMB28 I'm giving, it's my prefix which I'm using over here. All right, fine. And this data element I'm going to create. Now if you see, if you press enter, you can see that here there is nothing, right? And once again if you press enter, nothing is coming, no data type, nothing is coming. That means this data element does not exist. Okay, this means this data element does not exist. First time if you have observed over here, it has written over there that this data element is not active. That means it is not that means it is not there. So double click over here and click on this yes button, click on this yes button, and we are going to create this data element. So once I have double clicked over here, it has asked me, do you want to create this data element? I have clicked on yes button and now I have come over here. Okay, so data element for a student ID, I'm just going to give the student ID and I'm creating my own data element. Okay, here you can see that one more option is coming for the domain. Inside the data element, it is asking me to create a domain, right? So maybe we can create one domain as well. So just give one domain. I will let you know the difference between data element and domain. Here also you can observe the difference. You can see inside the data element, it is asking to create a domain. So ZMB28 underscore, just I'm going to give the same name, whatever the name of the data element is there, the same name you can use, or the different name also you can use. I'm just going to use the same name, okay, for the domain also. And I will press enter, it will tell that this domain does not there, because this domain is not there. With the same name data element I'm creating, but this domain is not there. So domain also I'll have to create. So double click on this domain and click on this yes button, and it will ask me to create the domain. It is asking me to package. I'm just going to give non-productive package. That means in a local object, I don't have to transport this into another environment. Just I will put it into this environment only, right? In this local system only. So local object I am putting it over here. Click on this yes button, and in the short description what you can give that uh, domain for student ID, something like that you can give. Domain for student ID, domain you can give. And the data type, what you can give here, it now as per your requirement you can choose. So suppose for this student ID you want to put some numeric data type. Okay, if you want to put some numeric data type, or some integer data type, or some character data type, right? Any kind of data type if you want to choose based upon your requirement, you can choose over here. So numc, just I'm going to choose numc. Okay, and the number of characters I want to keep it the maximum uh in my institute can be 999 student. If I know, I can put this 3 or 4 or whatever based upon your requirement. Press enter, then come to this value range. Okay, you can see the fixed value and all is coming over here. We will see what is the meaning of this fixed value. Okay, just save it as of now, there is no problem. Local object, go over here, just go back. Okay, just save it. But one thing what I did, I forgot to activate this one, this domain. So I have again come to this domain by double clicking over here, and now I will activate this domain first. I have activated. Just go back to the data element over here. You can see its status is new. I will have to activate it. Okay, I will have to activate it. So before activation, what we can do, one more field label, one a tab is there. Here you can give some description, student ID. So it will be useful when you are going to create the table maintenance generator. Okay, so I will show you how it's going to be useful over there. Just save it and check the syntax. There is no inconsistency. Click on this activate button. Just click on this activate button. Go back. Now your this data element got activated, and you can see the numc3 is now coming over here, right? Similarly, for the first name, if you want to create the data element, what you can do, ZMB, 28 f name, first name. This is the data element I'm going to create. Okay, similarly for the last name, I want to create the data element. I don't want to use the existing one. I want to create my own data element, suppose. So if you click enter over here, you can see ZMB last name is not active. About this one it is telling, even the first one is also not there. Okay, just double click on the first one first. We will create the first one. Okay, you can see the data element does not exist. Create the data element, question mark. Yes, I want to create. So here data element for the first name, just I'm going to give the first name, and here I will write the data element for first name. And here the domain, I'm also again going to create the domain over here, right? So double click, go here, click on this yes button, click on this local object, click on this yes, and here I will give the domain for first name, domain for first name. So if actually this domain can be used in multiple data element, I will show you. Okay, first name, or what you can do, maybe this is a better place where I can show you the the domain you can use for the multiple purpose. Okay, just I'm trying to go back, it's not allowing me. Now it has come. Okay, so here you can see I have come to the data element, and here instead of using this data element name like this, I'm just going to use some generic name. Okay, so Z name I'm just going to use Z MB28 underscore name, so that I can use for any kind of name. For example, the second name or last name, I'm going to when I'm going to create the last name data element, at that point of time also I can use this domain. So the single domain I can use at two places. Okay, why to create multiple domain, right? So domain I'm going to create, and the here the short description I'm just going to give the domain for name, something like that, domain for name. And the data type here, certainly it will be the character data type, right? And the length I'm just going to give something like 20 characters. Okay, press enter, just save it and activate this one, save it and activate this one. Okay, just go back, and here also what you can do, you can save it, you can check the syntax, and you can activate this one. So it data element also got activated. Just go back, and here you can see the car 20 is coming, right? Now this data element, okay, L name data element, now I want to create, right? But one thing, for the first name I forgot to give this field label. Let me give this field label, though it's not mandatory at this point of time, okay, in this particular scenario. But uh, in table maintenance generator, it will give you, it will not give you the label over there. That's why I'm just putting at this point of time itself, and there at I will show you. Activate once again, because I have changed over here. Just go back, and for the last name I'm going to create this, so here the data element for last name I'm just going to create. Okay, so and here you can see last name I can maintain. Okay, so you can see here it is something intending towards the semantical meaning. You can see the data element here, I'm just giving the last name, right? So it's more or less like, semantic. It's a semantic. So here the existing one itself, the existing ZMB28 underscore name, the domain I have created, the same domain I can use, right? The car 20, it was there, the same you can use, there is no issue. Okay, just save it and activate it. and it got activated. Just go back and you can see I've created my own 3 data element over here. The age also, I want to create my own age, Jade age, right? Jade age. And maybe you can put it some gender over here also. Okay, date of birth I'm just going to remove. I don't want it of now. I want to put this gender only. Just I'm going to remove this date of birth. I'm going to put age and gender over here. Okay, jet age, if you want to create, you can give the jet age over here and press enter. Let me see if some data element is already there. No data element for jet age. Double click over here. Yes, click on this age, and for I'm just going to give the age data element, for age. And the domain, you can use a predefined domain also. It is not necessary to create every time domain if you don't feel like creating. If you don't feel that you don't have requirement, then not required to create. So the existing also you can use, like car 20 something like that. So press enter. So give only car over here. The age, for age maybe you can use the numeric data type or character also. Character is the generic data type, you can use for any purpose. You can use for any purpose, even for mathematical operation also it can be used. Okay, so that's why this character data type is the most wide used data type. Most wide used data type, this character. So char 20, maybe the age 20 characters is not good. 3 characters is fine for age. Okay, there will be no any person who will be greater than 999 years, something like that. Just save it. And local object, maintain the field level. It is asking us to maintain a field level. Here you can see, right? So I'm just going to give the age, paste it, paste it, paste it, press enter, just save it, activate this one, activate this one. Just go back. Okay, and age I have given over here. The gender, z gender, I'm just going to create. Press enter, and you can see someone has created this z gender. So maybe I can create zmb28 underscore gender. Okay, actually here also we are supposed to create zmb28 underscore age. That would have been better. We should have the consistent naming convention. Okay, consistent naming convention. So gender data element, just I'm going to give it. Okay, so here for the gender I'm going to create one data domain with the same data element name, or you can keep the different also, there is no issue, or you can use the existing one. But here actually I want to show you some important things over here. Local object, click on this yes button, and here gender, domain for gender, maybe I can write domain for gender. And the data element here, what you can give, that char one. I'm just willing to fill up, either it will be you know male or female, right? Just two possible I'm just going to give. So char and one, m for male and another for female. And here you can give the restriction. Okay, so I want to give the restriction. For male I want to use m, and for female I want to use female. So here also a kind of check I'm performing. It's not a check table, but kind of check I'm performing. Okay, so here male just I'm going to write, and here I'm just going to write the female. Okay, just save it, local object, and activate this one. Just go back, activate this one also, just go back. So now everything got activated. Now we are going good to insert the data. So let's go into this and we'll create the data into this. So how to create the data? Utility, table contents, and create entries. This is one way how you can do. I'm just going to give some entry over here, maybe 4, and the student ID, first name, maybe I'm going to write some Rahul Sen, age something like 30 I want to give. Okay, and date of birth. But why that is not coming? That gender is not coming over here, right? That gender, you can see it's not coming. Let me see if it got properly activated or not. You can see that it's in inactive state, right? That's why the gender is not coming. First you activate, check the syntax, and you can see a structure change at field level. Again the same error is coming. Earlier it was coming. So what we can do, we can go to utilities, you can go to database object, database utility, and first we will activate this one. I'm just going to activate this one, and it is get activated now. It got activated. Just go back. Now it's fine. Now go to utilities, table contents, create entries. Okay, and here you can see the gender is now coming. All right, so here you can give the 4 Rahul Sen, and the age may be 30. I can give over here the gender. You can see here nothing is coming, right? No F4 help is coming, no search help is coming, but here you can see the search help is coming over here. The search help, if you press over here, you can see male and female, it is coming. So from where it is coming? It is coming from the domain, right? Just I have shown you. Just I have shown you. So it's coming from domain. This is the restriction. If you would like to give other than this, male or female, it will not take. If you are going to give this J or Y anything by mistake, it will not take. That's why you do the data validation. So this is also one technique. This is not the check table technique. This is another. This is the fixed value technique at the domain level, right? Domain level, I'm restricting the data. So I'm just going to aim over here, give a aim over here, click on this save button, and this record got saved over here. Now I want to create one another table with the mobile number. So I'm just going to create the mobile number slash o, you know okay. uh, okay, one more thing. For this student id, I'm just going to copy this transparent table over here, and for this student id, for this data element, for this domain, if you come over here at this value range, I'm going to mention this value table. Okay, in which I'm going to mention this table name, actually zmb28 underscore student. This is my table name. This table name I'm going to maintain at the value table level. Okay, why we maintain the value table? When you are going to create any check table difference, this value table will be proposed as the check table. I will show you how it will give. Okay, so you can see at value table level I have maintained over here. Just you observe over here. Okay, activate, because I have changed over here. Just go back, just go back and create that table. I'm just going to note it down this table because I will be required later. And here ZMB student ID, something like that. This table, student mobile. Click on this create table. It's telling that I'm editing somewhere. Maybe I have, yeah, here already we have already we have started creating, but in between we have just stopped. So fine, no worries. We'll go once again into the existing table and we will copy the data element from here, and the same data element I will use for the student ID for this particular table. Control V, press enter. Okay, if you get any doubt, please stop me and ask me. Okay, I'm understanding that you are able to understand everything. Fine. So here student underscore id is the key field, and the counter, because one student id can have the multiple mobile number. So combination of student id and counter is going to create a unique key. So I'm giving one counter also. Okay, and maybe for this counter, what I will do, you can create one, you know uh, for this jet counter, you can create. Already this data element is there, so no, not required to create. You can see it is there. Now the mobile number. Okay, so for this mobile number I'm going to create one uh for Z mobile maybe, and there is no, so ZMB28, because have to create new one. So let's have ZMB28 underscore this one. Okay, double click over here, click on this yes button, local object, yes. And for the mobile number, I'm just going to give the mobile number, and here I will just copy this field label. I will paste it the mobile number, mobile number, mobile number, mobile number. Now come to this data type, and here predefined, I will just use the predefined one, car, maybe 12. Okay, just save it, local object, check it, activate this one, activate this one. Okay, now we can activate this table also. Okay, so it is asking for data class. Let's give APPL0 the data class, and size category is 0. That's fine. Just go back and we'll click on the save button, click on this activate button, and it got activated now. Okay, you can see it's in active status. Now I want to, if I go over here, I want to put the check table relationship on this student ID. So whatever the student ID here in this table, only that student ID I should be able to maintain over here, 1 2 3 4. So only I should be able to maintain the 1 2 3 4. Okay, if you now if you will try to maintain, you know the fifth number student ID, it will not give you any error or something like that, because I have not maintained any check table relationship. If you click on the save button, it will get, database record successfully created. Though the 5 number record is not here, you can see only 1 2 3 4 is there in the main table, right? But in mobile number table, the student number ID 5, the mobile number value got created. It is not supposed to be, right? It is not supposed to be, because the student ID 4 does not exist. So how to restrict this one? So to restrict this one, what you can do, you can put the cursor over here and click on this foreign key relationship. Okay, click on this yes button, and you can see the automatically the check table value, it is coming over here. So this check table value is automatically coming from the what we have mentioned at the value level. This particular table we have mentioned for this particular, for this particular data element domain label. If you see the domain of this data element, I have mentioned this value table over there. So when I am creating the check table over here, by default it is proposing that particular value table as a check table over here, right? So it is not necessary to maintain the value table over there. You can directly also put over here the check table. Okay, but that's the benefit. If you are going to put the value table over here, it will propose you to create the check table. So check table for a student ID, I'm just going to create, and just click on this create button. That's it. Okay, it got created. Just save it, check the syntax. This is fine. It's a warning, we can ignore the warning. Even we can remove this warning also. I will let you know how we can ignore this one. Okay, now if you come over here, table content and create entries, and now if you try to give the student number maybe 6, new student number, okay, and the counter maybe 2, it will not allow you to enter, because the 6 number student is not there in the main table. You can see here the entry 6 does not exist in the main table check entry. Okay, so only the student ID 1 2 3 4, whatever it is there, that only you can. And you can see that F4 help is also coming, right? 1 2 3 4. So you can select only one out of these, not other than this. Okay, so one, and the counter maybe 1, and the mobile number 1, you can insert this one. And for the same, you can see it got successfully created. And now if you want to create another mobile number, you can click on the save button, and it got created another mobile number for the same student. Third mobile number also, if you want to create, you can create, right? Similarly for the second student also, the first mobile number, if you want, you can create, right? Click on the save button. So like that you can create, like that you can maintain the check table, right? You have seen now that, yeah, 5, because already we have created, that's why it is there, right? Whichever you have created before the check table, it is there, it will be there. But afterwards you will not be able to create, you will be not be able to create, which is not over there. So this is how you can maintain the check table relationship. Okay, this is how you can maintain the check table relationship. And just 2 more minutes, I will let you know how you can create the table maintenance generator. It's very easy. Let me show you. Okay, let me go over here. This is our main table. I will go back, and table maintenance generator is created to maintain the record. Okay, if you have to maintain the record, see, this is one way, like how you can maintain the record. This is one way, but it's not very convenient way, and suppose if you want to uh, if you want your customer to come and maintain like this, he will get irritated. And also you cannot give the access of SE11. This is very important transaction. You can see this is a transaction SE11 where we are doing all these things. It's a very, very important transaction. So the mainly it is supposed to be used by those person, because this is a DDL, data definition language, and with the help of this you can manipulate any table, you can delete any table, you can do anything with the table, right? So if someone is having the access of data dictionary, it's not good. And here this is not the convenient way of entering the data. So we create a SM30 with the help of which you can create a table maintenance generator, and the access of that table maintenance generator can be given to any customer, and that customer can use the table maintenance generator in the SM30 transaction, and there he can maintain the entry. Okay, or what you can do, you can create a T code for that particular table maintenance generator, and you can give your customer to maintain the entry. So how to create the T code and all, I will show you that. But let us see first how to create a table maintenance generator. We will go to utility. What we'll have to do, whatever table you want to create the table maintenance generator, you first go into that table, click on this display. Okay, go to this utility, and here you can see that one option is there, table maintenance generator. Click on this button. Here you have to select the authorization group. I'm just using the authorization group, this one. I don't want to give any authorization, I don't want to apply any authorization, I don't want to put any restriction. That's why I'm using this authorization group. If you want to put some authorization, you can give the authorization group over here with the help of a basis person. You can ask a basis to create authorization object and authorization group. He will give you the authorization group, and whoever is having the access of that authorization group, or whoever the user will fall under that particular authorization group, that only will be able to use to maintain the entry into that particular table. Okay, so I'm here, as of now I'm not giving any uh, restriction. The function group, here you can use the existing function group. I will let you know how you can create a new one, but here I'm just going to use the existing one. So Z star, I'm searching any existing function group. Okay, so Z star, just I'm going to give, and I will search for any existing. I'm just going to use this one. Maybe someone has created this one. I'm just going to use maintenance type, going to select one, and here you have to click on the find a screen number. Click on this. Automatically it will propose the screen number, and it will fill up over here. So already 1 2 3 has been used by someone else, so here the 4 got automatically proposed. Okay, just click on this create button, and your table maintenance generator is now get created in just 10 seconds. Okay, and now with the help of this table maintenance generator, what you can do, you can maintain the entry in the main table. Similarly, for the Z student mobile number also, you can create the table maintenance generator. Okay, so this is your assignment. Please create one secondary table. Yesterday you have created one main table. It's taking some time because it has to create in background one function group. In that function group, it's going to create one program, because lot many code it has to write. That's why it's taking some time, so no
Hello.
worries.
So,
Yes,
can I use table name as a function group?
yes, you can use, there is no worries. If you want table name, you can create with the table name. The function group you can create with the table name. It all depends on you how you want to use. Function group should be there, with the same name. If you want, you can see if the same name. But why to create with the same name, the uh, if you want you can create, there is no issue. Okay, fine. Any other question?
No, sir.
Yeah,
Group.
yeah,
Yeah,
please go
what
ahead.
is the use of function group?
Function group is used to bundle the function module together. So we are having one chapter called function module. There we will learn about the function group. So function group is nothing but all the function modules together get stored over there. So this, when we are going to create this particular, uh, uh, this maintenance table maintenance generator, this particular TMG, this is also known as TMG, that means table maintenance generator. Then we, this function group, if you come double click over here on, if you double click, it's not taking you over there. I will show you. Just go to slash o SCAT transaction. Okay, and from here you can select the function group. Come over here and you can select here the function group name. Okay, give the function group name. Okay, so here you can see this is the function group, right? If you double click over here, okay, you can see here you are having one option called master program. Double click over here. Okay, and here you can see that the different function module got created over here. This is the name of you know this is name of the include. You can see the sub programs, all the sub programs is there, all the PBO modules, PA modules. So why this PBO and PA modules? This is nothing but this is the code written over here for our table maintenance generator. Okay, so in the function group, when we have click on the create button, then for this table maintenance generator is nothing but the chunk of code. You can double click over here and you can see there are a lot of code has been written, and this code is actually in background is going to be work when you are going to enter the data into the function group. Okay, so even if you want you can put some breakpoint over here somewhere and you can see how the flow comes. Okay, so maybe that also I can show you. Okay, so but as of now let's leave this part. Just understand this much, that in background codes get generated in order to achieve the functionality for the table maintenance generator. Okay, so now if you go back, okay, our table maintenance generator got created. Now if you will try to create the entry, it will call you the table maintenance generator. Okay, you can see this is the screen for the table maintenance generator, right? This is the screen for the table. Here you can see the first name last name is coming from. Where this first name and last name is coming? This first name last name is coming from the label we have maintained at the data element label. Okay, from the label we have maintained at the data element label. That means here it's coming from here. Okay, it's coming from here. So maybe I can show you one more important stuff over here, and then we will wrap up our session. Okay, so here you can see that data dictionary change view, and here you can see for the gender nothing is coming, it's coming the plus button, right? It's coming the plus button. So why this is coming the plus button? Because for the gender label has not been maintained. Whoever has created the z gender, we have not created, right? We have not created this. No, we have created in fact, but I think we have not put the gender over there. You can see it's a blank, right? That's why the name is not coming over here. So just you give the gender over here, copy, just copy it and put it everywhere the same. Control V, just save it, just activate this one. It got activated now, right? Go back, and then here now if you go, but the thing is here, what will be the problem? That you will have to again, you will have to again regenerate this table maintenance generator, then only this will come, otherwise it will not come. You can see, go to utilities, table contents, create entries, and you can see it's not coming. So what you will have to do, you will have to go into change mode first, go into utilities, table maintenance generator, or else directly you can go to SM30 if you don't want to go into change mode. Okay, and here you can see that the table maintenance generator is coming like this. Click on this change button, or what you can do, you can just delete this one, okay, and create once again. Okay, if you are not able to, because when you are clicking on this change button, what happens that you have to be expert enough in order to select the option over there. Okay, so you should have the proper understanding, otherwise you will get confused over there. So what you can do, you can delete first the table maintenance generator you have created, and again from a scratch you can create. Okay, so when I'm deleting this one, it will, what it will do, it will, you know, it will delete all this code and all. Okay, it will, whatever the code it has been created, either it will be marked as a, you know, commented, or it will be removed, or this include will be, means, because I'm just going to delete it over here, right? So maybe you can check it over here also. Go to this master program. Okay, okay, fine, we will see that part later. Okay, here you see, and once again we will create this again and specify the number of single screen. That's fine, press enter, select this one step, find a screen number, propose, and the fourth number screen already created, so it's just taking the fifth number. But the tmg, the existing tmg got you know, destroyed, and now I'm again creating the tmg. It's telling Mara 10, or already I'm processing this one. What is this Mara 10? This is nothing but your what, this is your nothing but your function group. So it's asking me to come out. Okay, so I've just come out from here, and what I will do, press enter once again, just go back, and let me see, utilities, table maintenance generator, we will go once again, one step, find a screen number, give that function group, press enter, click on this OK button, find a screen number, OK, fine, and click on this create button, click on the save button, local object, and now it's this time it's getting created. Okay, so it will get created in some time. If you have any question in between, you can ask me, any doubt if you have.
Hello.
Okay, anyone else?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So it got activated. You can see request completed without errors, right? There is no error. So now what you can do, you can click on this or I will show you, you know, with the help of SM30 how you can go. Just go to SM30. Okay, SM30, and I will give the table name automatically, though it's coming. Click on this maintain button, and it will again open the same screen, and this time you can see the gender is coming, right? Because it got regenerated. And gender also, the only two option is coming, male and female, because we have restricted at the domain level, right? We have restricted at the domain level. So if you want to create the new entry, you can go over here, a student id you can give here whatever you want, the student id 678, the first name maybe Monica, and the last name Sharma, and the age maybe I can give the 35, and gender female we can give, and click on this. Here multiple entry you can give over here, you know, uh, John, I can give maybe John over here, and uh, any other name, John D'Souza, something like that. Okay, and the age I can give 36, and the male. So multiple entry you can create, and click on this save button, you can see the data got saved. So your assignment, what you have to do, that, you know, come over here, go to the new slides, And here in the first assignment, you were supposed to create this table. You will have to create a employee ID, JD employee mobile number, okay, and you have to create the check table relationship this employee ID, and you should be able to enter in that table. Okay, so maybe I will copy this one. So this is your first assignment, and this after this first assignment, now what you will do that, you know, in the second step, this is your first step. Under the second step, what you will have to do, create one more table called ZAD underscore employee and then mobile, okay, with below fields maybe. And what we'll do that, you know, they will put here the employee ID, and the second you can use the counter because one employee can have multiple mobile number, okay. Or you can take like address number also, address also, one employee can have the address line different address, maybe permanent address, local address, something different address. So whatever you want you can do, but do such kind of assignment so that you will be able to understand. And now in the second step, what you do, create a relationship between this table and this table, okay. So create a relationship between this table and this table for which field, for student ID, for employee ID actually, employee ID, so that in mobile table, that means this table, so that in table no one should be able to put the invalid entry, put the invalid student employee ID, okay. So this you will have to do. Also what you can do, you have to maintain here, or maybe in this table itself you can create one gender, okay. But here it's not good idea to create the gender. Here in the existing table itself, what you can do, that add the new field over here, okay. This you can add as a new field, and for this new field at the domain level, add this new field, add this new field, and at domain level, restrict the value as male and female, restrict the value for restrict the value as M and F, as I have done. The same thing you'll have to do over here. And also give a value table, right, for this employee ID, whatever you will create the, you know, the data element for this employee ID, for that employee ID at data element level, when you go into the domain level, at that particular time you give this ZAD employee as a value table, so that when you will be creating the check table, it will give you a proposal, though that is not mandatory. Without that also you can try and you can do. But just I wanted to show you like how value table behaves, what is the significance of. So this is only the significance of value table, nothing more than this. When you are going to use the value table at the domain level, when you are and when you are going to create the check table, that value table will be proposed as the check table if it is maintained. If it is not maintained, then you will have to explicitly define the check table, okay. So with this, from my side it's over. Please you know, ask any question if you have any from the previous assignment, or else we can wrap up our today's session over here, and we will meet again tomorrow, okay. Fine then. Any question from anyone? Kalim, you were there? Hello. Hello, Kalim, are you there? Okay, I think he's not there. Fine, no issue. Let's start tomorrow. Hello, hello.